Hello you guys, and welcome back to your favorite crochet channel. I hope you're doing amazing, and I hope you're excited for today's video. We are creating this beautiful, cute little sweater without arms kind of top. And I hope you're excited, and I hope you're better at counting than I am. Because as some of you might have already seen in my Instagram story, in the middle of the sweater I realized that my front and back part are everything but not the same length. So it wasn't my best time counting, but yeah, let's stop talking and let's jump right into the video. And don't forget to send me over pictures or videos of your recreations. Or tag me if you're posting anything. I'm very excited to see your color combinations and everything. It's always the best part. So yeah, that's it for now. Let's jump right into the tutorial and enjoy and have fun crocheting. Let's start right off with everything you need, because the only thing that you're gonna need is your yarn colors that you want to use. For me, I'm gonna go for violet beige color scheme. So these are the colors that I'm using. I'm going to crochet with a bit of mohair, and the rest is cotton. And I'm only going to use, I think, probably one of each of them is like, it should be enough. But make sure to get two balls of yarn, of like the yarn that you want to use for also your ribbing at the neckline and the bottom. But yeah, I'm gonna link everything down below as always. The hook that I'm using is this one. It's 4.0 millimeters, but just use the one that you feel like most comfortable with. And yeah, if you want to check out the yarns that I'm using, everything is linked in the description. And what we're going to start with is like two of these long squares. I'm going to show you more detailed, but that's one we're going to do twice, because this is actually going to be our front part of the top and also the back part. So we're going to do two of these, then we're going to connect them, and then we're going to do a little neck ribbing, and also maybe on the bottom. I'm still not sure, because I think it's going to look cute if it's like just loose, but also I feel like it could be cute with like a tight ribbing, and then it's a bit puffy at the end. I don't know if that's the right word, but let's see what we're gonna end up with. But first of all, we're gonna do two of these. So let's start. I'm gonna show you how to do it. So for my top, I did 70 chains in this direction, and then we're gonna do around 35 rows. If you want to make the top shorter, like a bit cropped, you could do less rows. And if you want to make it a bit more fitted, because for me I'm going to do a very oversized look, so it's kind of a size, I would say medium. But if you want it a bit more fitted or a bit even more oversized, you could just add more chains, so that you're not starting with 70 chains, but maybe 90 chains. Just make sure that it's dividable through 2. Yeah, that would be good. But yeah, I'm gonna explain to you now all of the different styles that I used, all the different patterns, and then you can decide on your own in which order you want to keep going and in which color scheme. That's totally up to you. And I'm also gonna write down for you what kind of order I did on the patterns. So if you want to do exactly the same that I did, you can screenshot this right now, and what you're gonna see is just a little order on like in which row I did what kind of style, and the different styles is what I'm going to explain to you now. So yeah, this is the order of different styles I did, different patterns, and I just always switched up the colors how I liked it. But this as a little reference if you're not sure about the order of your patterns. But yeah, let's start. We're going to start with this first row. As you can read right here, I'm going to do half double crochets. in this beige color. And as I already said, I'm gonna do 70 chains. And you can do 70 chains first too, and then I'm gonna show you how it should look on your body so that it fits in the end. So do 70 chains first, and then I'm gonna show you what it looks like compared to my body, and then you can have a look if you want to add some more chains or not. So just start off with a chain, and if you're not familiar with the stitches that I'm using, like the half double crochet, single crochet, mesh stitches or whatever, I always try to link very good tutorials down below for the single stitches. So if you're a very beginner, I'm probably not explaining it very detailed. So if you want to have a closer look at the single stitches, make sure to check out the description because they're very beginner friendly tutorials linked down below. But for now, if you're familiar, just start off by chaining 70 chains, and then let's meet when you're finished. I just did my 70 chains, and it's gonna go, I hope you can tell, it's gonna be like one time from shoulder to shoulder, and then another half of it. So measure this and then add like another half, and for me it's gonna be 70 chains. If you want to add some more, add some more, and if you don't want it to be that oversized, like for me, I'm gonna, like in the end, I'm gonna have drop shoulders till here, and also the body part is gonna be very loose. And if you don't like that, just maybe do less chains. But for me, I think that's perfect. So let's start with the first row. So the first row is gonna be half double crochets, which means we're gonna add another 1 to the row, and then we're gonna start with our half double crochets, not into this part on the chain, not into this first one, but into the second one. I'm gonna show you a bit closer. So if these are your 70 chains, add 1 more and start with your half double crochet, not into this one, like this first loop, but into the second one. With half double crochets, if you're not familiar to the half double crochet stitch, there's a tutorial down below for that. And yeah, just continue with that for the whole row, and then we're gonna meet when you're finished with the first row. The next row is going to be single crochets only, and I'm going to use this dark violet bluish color. And if you want to connect new yarns, you can of course do that by knotting. But for me, I'm going to show you the technique that I'm always going to use. So how I'm connecting new colors is by doing your stitch, whatever stitch you're going to do, but only halfway. So right before you would do your last slip through, you're gonna add your new color, and you're gonna do this last one. Like this is what you're gonna do with the new color. So right here is where we're gonna add the new color. Just like this, you can leave it hanging, and gonna slip through this last chain with the new color, and then we're gonna chain up 1, because in the next row we're gonna do single crochets. If you're gonna do double crochets, you're always gonna add 2, and if you're gonna do single crochets, just add 1 and pull everything tight. You can also extra secure it, so cut off your excess yarn right here, for example, and just knot these two together I'm gonna do 2 knots every time. This is my favorite part, to just make sure that you have this little extra security and that nothing, I don't know, opens up in the end. So let's start with row number 2. Do your first chain up that you probably already did. Turn around the project and start with your single crochets right here. You can do your single crochets just like that and leave out the ends and sew them in like at the end of the project. But what I love doing is to always take these in. So if you did your first chain up, you want to make sure that these 2 ends, that you just put them up here, and that when you do your single crochets, you're gonna do them around these 2 ends, like right like this. So you can kind of sew them in while doing your row. So just keep them up here, then go in and take the yarn around like this. That's how you can sew them in while you're crocheting, and then you're not gonna have all these ends hanging out like here. That's where I forgot, for example, but this you would have like in each row. But you can also keep them like hanging if you like the look, or you can sew them in at the end, how you like it. For me, I'm just gonna continue with the single crochets till the end of the row, and let's meet again at the end of row number 2. Row number 3 and 4 is gonna be in the same color for me. I'm gonna use this light violet. Row number 3 is gonna be single crochets, and the next row is gonna be mesh pattern with double crochets in between. So it's gonna be always double crochets and skip 1 stitch. But I'm gonna show you very soon. But first we're gonna go for the single crochet row again. And if you're already familiar with my latest tutorials, you will also already know these patterns. But I'm gonna explain to you. So let's connect the new color. So do your last stitch and finish it with your new color by slipping through and chaining up 1. Then I'm gonna cut off the yarn, make 2 knots, not too tight, not too loose. Then we're gonna turn the project around again, and it's gonna start with our single crochets. For me, I'm gonna again take the ends with me. So I'm gonna crochet around just like this, and I'm gonna continue until the end of row 3. Then we're gonna keep going with the same color, but gonna switch to our mesh pattern. Make sure to always get that last stitch, and if you're not sure if you did really get like this last tiny stitch, make sure to count. So the 4th row is gonna look like this, and how we're gonna create this pattern is, for the first chain we're gonna chain up 3, because 2 we need to do like a double crochet, and the 3rd one is gonna go on top in the end. So just chain up 3, turn around. After chaining up 3, you're going to do your double crochet right into this one. This is not the first loop, that will be like right here, but the 2nd loop. So we're going to go through that. Then we're always going to chain up 1 and putting our double crochet in not the next chain right here, but the second one. So we're always skipping one stitch, then doing a double crochet, and then again chaining up one and double crochet while skipping one right here. And we're going to continue with this for the whole row. And in the end, it should kind of look like this. And don't worry if like these last stitches look a bit weird. It's going to look good in the end when we're adding new rows. So just continue with that. I'm gonna go for my last double crochet right here, and then I'm gonna leave the last stitch open for the next color, which is gonna be beige for me. I'm gonna do double crochets, but this time I'm gonna do the double crochets like fully without skipping anything, and I'm gonna always do them like in between these holes that we just crocheted, like in between these parts where we skipped stitches. That's where the double crochets are gonna go. Now the camera is focused. So we're gonna do them always right here and not in between also. I feel like that's kind of a very cute pattern. And it looks very cute, I feel like. So take your color of yarn. For me, it's gonna be beige. And close the last stitch with your new color. Pull everything tight. Then, because we're gonna do double crochets, we're gonna chain up 2. 1, 2. And cut off the yarn right here. I'm gonna knot the ends again twice. Make sure to not pull it too tight. And turn it around. And now we're gonna start with our double crochets. And because this is gonna count as our first one, like these 2 chain ups, we're gonna just add 1 into this first hole that we did, like right here. And from now on, we're always gonna add 2 double crochets in each of these bigger holes. So make sure to put them there. And not in a real chain, but just like go in these holes and then do your double crochet right there. And yeah, that's it already for this 5th row. So continue with that. And then I'm gonna explain to you the next, and I feel like it's already the last pattern that I'm gonna explain to you in the next few rows. So let's meet for row number 6 again then. So the last 2 stitches are gonna go again, like right here, but only the first one, because the last one we're gonna do not right here, because that's gonna not end up with a straight line then, but we're gonna go, like, if you count from here, not into this first one that you can see right here, but the second chain, which is this one. So make sure to put it right there, not into the first, but the second one, your last double crochet. And that's how we're gonna end up with a straight line right here. Otherwise we would have kind of like this. So make sure to do that. And the next thing we're gonna go for is like these stitches. It's gonna be 1 row of half double crochets. It's like this tiny little one here. And then we're gonna do the same mesh part, but this time with triple crochets and not double crochets. This one is like 4 chain ups always. So it's like, this is double crochet, triple crochet, and this one is one with 4 chain ups or 4 chains. I don't know if it's called a quadruple crochet stitch, whatever. You're just gonna do the same, but with adding another loop. I'm gonna show you, don't worry. So We're gonna go for these rows. Now I'm gonna do with mohair. So make sure to grab your yarn. And I'm gonna, again, close up this last stitch with it. So opening up it again, because I already closed it up. And now I'm gonna add this one. And gonna slip it through and chain up one. And I'm gonna chain up another one actually, because mohair is very thin. And I feel like because of we're doing half double crochets now, it's a bit thicker than single crochets because we're going to do the half double crochet. So I added 2 chain ups, cut off this yarn, again, tie this together once and twice, just like this. Now turning it around, and we're going to start with half double crochets, which is you're starting with a double crochet into this first loop, but instead of now chaining through twice and then the last one, you're going to chain through all 3 of them. So we're going to go through a stitch and then through all 3 loops. And we're going to continue with that till the end of the row. Make sure to get this very last stitch right here, even if it's tricky. If you're not sure, again, just count. Better count it once than end up with not enough space. Happening a lot of times to me because I'm not motivated enough to count. But yeah, let's continue. For now, when we are doing this double crochet mesh pattern, we're chaining up 3, which means now, because we're doing triple crochets, we're going to chain up 4 at the beginning. So 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one, that's going to go on the top, turn around, and now we're going to triple crochets, which means 2 on the hook. I'm not going to go into this first loop, but into the second one. Wait, I'm going to go a bit closer. Not right here, but right there. Bit tricky to see, but we're going to go in this one. Right here. With our triple crochet. Then, as with double crochet, we're going to chain up 1. And our next triple crochet is going to go not right here. Not right here, but right there. So skip 1 again. And that's what we're gonna do for this whole row. So it's gonna look like this. I just finished row number 7 and it kind of should look like this. And now I have this last closing up stitch left, so I can connect the new color, because next row is gonna be again half double crochets. But this time I'm gonna show you how to do it in on top of these skip stitch pattern we did. So cut off your yarn and tie 2 knots for a little extra security. Just like this. I already chained up 1 and now I'm going to turn around the project again. And I'm going to start with half double crochets. And now I'm going to show you the difference between doing your half double crochets like this, like into only the big holes, or what you can also do is you can do 1 in the big hole and then 1 in this chain, which is on top of this triple crochet, like right here, because it's gonna have a different look in the end. So if you're gonna do the stitch like 1 in the middle and then 1 on top of this triple crochet, then again 1 in the middle, 1 triple crochet, it's gonna look like this, like very straight line and kind of like with same spaces. But if you want to do it like we did here with this pattern, like just in these big holes. It's again gonna look like this. I also love this very much. If you have a closer look, it's gonna look a bit more snatched and it's kind of looking like a pattern because it always goes like in a bit. But you can just decide on your own what you want to do. For me, I'm gonna now do one right here and then one on top of the triple crochet, just because I already did it on this side. But you can decide on your own what you like more. So for me, I'm gonna continue with one half double crochet right here, and then the next one on top of the triple crochet. If you wanna have a look, it's always like this space, like right here, where you're gonna do your half double crochet. So yeah, continue with that till the end of the row, and then we're gonna start with the white mohair part, like this pretty part, and then I'm gonna let you finish the rest on your own. I'm about to do my last stitch, but before closing it, I'm gonna add the new color. I'm gonna go for white mohair, and I'm gonna slip it through. Already, oops. Of course, chain up one first, cut off the yarn, knots, then turning it around, and we're gonna start with this 2 rows. This is also half double crochets. It doesn't look like it because it's very thin because of the mohair, but it's actually not a single crochet but a half double crochet. Single crochet would almost kind of like disappear with the mohair, so make sure to use the half double crochet stitch. And this is the same thing, but instead of like a double crochet or triple crochet, we're gonna always do 4 chains. I'm gonna show you how to do that very soon, but for now, again, start with your half double crochets. You already know it by now. And then we're gonna meet for our next and last row that I'm gonna explain to you. So just keep on going with half double crochets, and I'm gonna meet you back when you're finished. So for the start of this next row, we already know at the double crochet mesh stitch we did 3 chain ups. Here at the triple crochet we did 4. So now we're gonna do 5 chain ups. I know it sounds a lot, but it's gonna look cute in the end. So chain up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn around, and now this is your double crochet, this is your triple crochet, and this is the mesh part with the 4 chain ups. You should have like 4 on your hook. And now you're gonna go in, not into this first right here, but into the second one. Slip it through, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Then chain up 1, because we're gonna skip a stitch. 1, 2, 3, and not into this one, but the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain up 1, 1, 2, 3. Not into this one, but the second one. And this actually is the last stitch that I have to explain to you, because from now on everything just is going to repeat. And it should kind of look like this. And you can just choose by yourself in which order you want to do it. If you want to take my piece as an example, this is the order of the different stitches. I explained to you everything, and now you can just switch it up however you like it, or use this as a little reference. And we're gonna meet back with 2 of these And yeah, make sure to always check out if you like the length. So if you want it cropped, you can probably already end at like maybe 20 rows. If you want it a bit more longer, even longer than I did, you can add more rows. So just check in between how you like it. And we're gonna meet when you're finished with your 2 beautiful body parts of the top.